Hey, what's up, y'all? Satu Dave here. I gotta do my traditional. There you go, Satu Dave. All right. This video is going over the Satu scales. There's gonna be some nuances to this that if you're my normal YouTube people, you may or may not care about this. Some of you just want to see the scales. I'm gonna show them in a minute here, but I gotta go over a few things first. So, traditional normal scale, Satu scale. These are for full tie. This is the DLC. And this is the stonewash, and these are both from the factory the way they came. So the major two things that are different between these and mine are, I did not put the lanyard holder in mine, and the terrace step here is ball milled on mine. Those are the two major things. Slightly different radiuses on the corners and that sort of thing, but if you want to see it side by side, I'd be glad to show you. I'm just gonna grab this one right here because it's easiest to get to. But as you can see right here, no lanyard hole, and you see the difference in this. See how mine's ball milled this direction, this one's ball milled kind of like circular pattern, terrace stepped up. So there's the main difference between this. What that's going to mean is if you had a G10 Satu, your stop pin is actually a different size. So you're, instead of the stop pin come out, see how the stop pin goes all the way through the scale? That all the full ties do that. All the G10 ones don't. They come up short. So when you look at your knife, this stop pin is not going to be flush to the edge of this. It's going to be inset a little bit. It'll function 100% exactly the same. It's going to look, I see, this is a Thermano, but you see how that stop pin's back in there a little bit? That's basically what it's going to look like on the outside. And you're not going to have the lanyard hole. Well, I offer lanyard hole scales. So I can take these back to a machine and cut the lanyard hole in them. And the back spacers aren't. All my back spacers don't have lanyard holes in them. Once again, hang on. A stock Z10 back spacer, one of my back spacers. So you see that this one does not have the lanyard hole in it. And excuse the fingerprints all over this one, but then here's a copper one as well. So you can see it, no spacer or no hole in the lanyard. No lanyard hole in the back spacer. I'll get it right here in a second. So I basically numbered all these. They're slightly different, but I'm just going to turn the camera around and show you one at a time so it kind of makes more sense. You can see what's going on. But for the guys who have just the G10 scales, be aware that your stop pin is not the same size as a full tie. If you already have a full tie, you just want a different scale for it. Any of these will drop right on. All that stuff will work the same. I've checked the pin size and all these holes, all the holes are exactly the same. So you shouldn't have a problem with any fit and finish. If you do have a problem with that sort of thing, by all means, contact me. We'll figure it out. We'll get it all done. If someone has a Satu that is less skilled, that doesn't want to take it apart themselves and do it, I'll do that for you too. No problem. All right, so let me flip the camera around and I'll show you more close. All right, so once again, these are stock. This is stock stonewash full tie. These are both DLC. That one I just put an engraving in from another knife I had years ago. So as I show them, I'm just going to show you compared to the stock ones, kind of what they look like. And there's one off camera that's back over in this direction. I'm just going to grab it real quick and start there. I'm going to call this number 13. So number 13 is, all these are slightly different finish, but I want to get these up close so you can kind of see the finishes. So this is kind of a rougher, more robust tumble. That's number 13. If you want number 13, let me know that's the one you want. That's pretty much number 13. And here's next to the, so you want to see the comparison. Stock Satu scale is much shinier, much slicker in the hand. This is definitely more traction. And I don't know why you need it next to the DLC version, but there's next to the DLC version. I'm not going to do that with all of them. I just want to show you. So that's number 13 as far as finish goes. Pretty happy with that finish. We'll call that one 13. These I got built, so these will be on the knife so you can see what actually it looks like on the belt. This was the full tie stonewash. This one is in 20 CV, not that it matters, but this is what the scale looks like. So this one's obviously not stonewash. This is just flame anode with that kind of brush pattern behind it. Just to be full transparent, you can see if you look down the lines, that all the lines match. Some of them kind of crisscross, is done by hand. You know, like has a hand element to it. It's kind of what I like in my knives. All the back spacers are all this gray stonewash. None of them are matching the scales. I can try to do that if someone needs to, but then you can see the lanyard hole here, but you can't see through it because the hole's blocked because I didn't drill the hole in the back spacer or the scale. So that's what it looks like on the back side. Once again, all the way around it. This is number 12. If you like number 12, let me know. And obviously, if someone buys the one you want and you want something like, I can try to mimic it, but like especially these, there's no way I'm going to be able to mimic this one. So this is kind of like a, well, I'll tell you the process. Why not? So after being tumbled, blasted, tumbled and blasted, and then dipped in used official Road King oil, and then flamed, and then dipped back in the oil, this is the finish you get. So yeah, I went through several rigmaroles on this one to get this color and finish on it, but this way it looks like. I wish I could show you the back side of it, but you can't see nothing in there. So if someone really wants to see the inside of that, I want to show it to you. This one is wearing the copper backspacer. That's another option if you want the copper backspacer. I do have 2 of those. So that's the finish on this one. We'll call this one number 11. We're going backwards. I don't know why. Just how my hands grab the first one. This is that Dirty D. This one's all, these are what I think of as watermarks or sweat marks or something that was on the scale when it started. This one has a very interesting finish and stonewash to it, and there's so much going on with this one. I don't know if people are gonna like this one or not, but to me, I really like this one. Like, it wouldn't hurt my feelings a bit to keep this one. But anyway, number 10, once again, same stonewash backspacer. Look from the backside, and obviously I asked to stonewash this blade, but this is the not stonewash. It's just those 3 colored ones are not stonewashed, and I think everything else here is stonewashed. This would be number 9, another darker wash one. Really like the finish on these. This is what I was trying to come up with the whole time. Here's the inside. There you go. That's number 9. Number 8's also like the number 12 one. Like I did the same process on this one, but I stonewash it afterwards. And I think it comes out cool. Has a little bit of a different, darker, kind of more subdued look to it, but still has a little splash of color, I guess, if you will. That's what that scale looks like. And then number 7, aka the flannel. That's what this scale looks like. So it kind of sort of has a flannel pattern to it. You see some crossed lines on that, both directions. This one and the last one I showed you are the only 2 that's going to have a smaller radius. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus. You see how this radius here is smaller? There we go. Let's put this other one right here. So you see how big this radius is compared to that one. So if that bothers you, it's just a little sharper radius. And also, see that these corners? See how these are more sharper on this side, on this one? There's the only difference between this one and the, so 7 and 8 have the sharper corners. So if you don't want the sharper corners, which I don't think really makes it down, to be honest with you, but if it matters to you, there you go. So that's number 7, that flannel one. 6 is a little bit of an oddity. You see how it's darker stone washed or darker blasted in this groove, and then the top of it's a little different. So these are blasted and tumbled in different spots. So like some of these are combinations. So I think what I did on this one is I blasted it aluminum oxide, sanded it with the DA, and then basically did another blast and stonewash the whole thing, and it came out like this. I really like the way this one come out. Number 5, this is more of a just straight up stonewash, a little less dark and mean on this one. This is more light. You see how it's lighter around the whole thing? It's a little bit lighter. So if you want a lighter end up scale, this is the one that I would suggest. Also, I never really mentioned it, but my buddy JD for EDC does a lot of anode work. So any of these you want anode, not flame, but regular anode, let me know. We can work out something. I'd like to send some to JD to work on. So if I don't sell them all, I'm going to send some his way anyhow. And that was number 5. This is number 4. So the rest of these 4 are pretty much going to be pretty close to the same. You'll see little flaws on this one here and here. Backspacer is going to cover it. Pivot's going to cover it. So I didn't worry too much with it. That's just basically how it was when I blasted it. I had it secured to a table when I was blasting this direction, so those areas didn't get blasted that well. But if you care, you care. If you don't, you don't. I don't think it's going to hurt functionally, and I think once you get the knife together, you're not going to be able to see it at all. Same thing pretty much. These last 4 are pretty much all the same type finishing, other than that little flaw in that one. But you go find little flaws in these anyhow. Like, I can nitpick these till the cows come home and still find something I'd like to change or want to do something different with. But at a certain point, you got to call it. Let me go over here and get the last 2, which are pretty much the same, but that was 3. This is 2. So finishes look cool on these. Is that digging? That's what I was going for to start with. And number 1, like I said, you can find flaws on it. So like on this one, you can see right here where it looks like a screw landed on or something. But that's just how it came out of the tumbler looking like that. So I like this little personal flaws personally. All right, so there they are, 1 through 13. I think what I'm going to do is open this up for guys who want the scale and the backspacer, or just the scale. And I'm going to wait to sell just the backspacers. There's one dude that asked for backspacers, and I'll sell him the backspacers. But for anybody else that wants them, I'm going to charge $130 for just the scale. I'm going to charge $50 for just the backspacer. But if you want the combination of the scale and the backspacer, which is how I prefer to sell them, I'm going to sell the combination for $150. So basically $150 for get you a scale and a backspacer. And we'll do it like that. Anybody has any issues, I'm easy to work with. I don't think I need to go into more details as far as that goes. I'll make it right, whatever I need to do. But if you want close-ups to any of these, you want to see like a DLC Satu built with one, or you want to see a stock Grayman stonewash built with one, or if you want to see the custom one with the acid stonewash blade built with one, let me know. I'll build that scale for you if you want to see it, like an actual knife and that sort of thing. But other than that, those are the scales. 1 second. And so just to conclude, there's been a whole, why aren't people more transparent on things? This is the people I bought it from. I'll be glad to show you a copy of the packing slip if you want. That's the company I work for, and that's who we got it through. And here's another piece of the stock right here. Any pictures of the fixture or something like that, I can provide those. Like, I don't think anybody doesn't think I made these. If you do, then I'll be glad to prove that I did. But if you need information more than that, let me know. Pretty easy to reach. I think I'm going to try to do most of this stuff through the either PayPal, Venmo, whatever. And I want to try to do all this friends and family stuff. So if y'all have a problem with doing friends and family or whatever, just get with me. We'll figure something out. Easiest way to do it is probably going to be Instagram. I'm on Instagram a lot, but because of my work schedule, I'm kind of in and out. So I can't necessarily monitor it all the time. So Satu Dave on Instagram. If you're interested, hit me up there. It's easiest space. If you can't, you can drop a comment here. We'll figure out how to meet somewhere else. All right, I'm not giving my email out because I don't want 8 million people emailing me about stupid crap like normal people do. All right, conclusions. Hope y'all like the scales. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out this time finally. And if you have, or you want something in particular that I didn't show, that you're like, hey, could you do that, but with this or whatever the fuck case may be, just hit me up, let me know. All right then, there you go.